What's up, guys? I'm Dominique, and welcome to the Domino Effect. Here on this channel, we talk about all things business, entrepreneurship, insurance, and financial literacy. So you are in the right place if you have come to elevate your business, if you're looking to start a business, if you're looking to get more knowledge on how you can increase your funding opportunities. So today we're talking about the biggest red flag that you could possibly do, and the number one thing that is 100% going to kill your deal, and it is lying. So stop fucking lying on your applications. Guys, as you move through the process of requesting funding from a bank, from a lender, from a credit card company, you're going to have to go through a due diligence process. Now, it depends on the type of money that you're asking for. It depends on the amount. It depends on the company that you're working with. Typically, if you're looking for like a short-term loan, they're not going to ask for too many documents, right? But you have to be careful with those because you can wind up fall into these predatory lending traps with really high interest rates. I've seen like 68%, like that was super high. That's what happens when you move a little bit too quickly or if we're in panic mode, right? Now, if you are an established company and let's say you are already generating millions of dollars, right? Let's say you're generating at least $1 million a year, maybe more, maybe 2 or 3 million a year. If you are going to be requesting an amount of funding that is larger than $1 million, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, even larger than 250,000, then you need to be prepared for something called due diligence. This is where the lender or the underwriters are going to look into your company. They're going to ask for your financials. So tax returns, they're going to ask for a profit and loss. They're going to ask for a balance sheet. They're going to ask for your projections. They want to see your bank statements. They want to see your accounts receivable. So if you have receivables, do you have an AR summary? Do you have an AP summary? Accounts payable, accounts receivable summary? These are all documents that you need to have prepared. And one common thread that I find amongst a lot of businesses that we work with says we work with businesses that are considered unbankable. We specialize in stepping in and helping those companies that cannot get funded at traditional banks. We help you identify what the problems are and help to mitigate that risk and make you attractive in the eyes of the lenders because we know exactly what they're looking for. One of the biggest misconceptions that I find amongst a lot of businesses, especially amongst women and underrepresented founders, is they don't understand how much they're actually going to have to submit, especially when this is the first time that they're asking for a large amount of money. At times, that can get really frustrating for the owner, especially if they don't know what an AR report is, if they don't know what that looks like, if they don't know what a P&L is, right? If they don't know what these things are, then sometimes you can get into frustration and panic mode and overwhelming because you're still having to work on your business simultaneously at the same time. So going into it with the knowledge that you are going to have to submit documentation and be prepared to submit that documentation is going to give you a lot more clarity. It's going to give you a lot more power. So you're not like, when is the funding coming, right? But today we're talking about lying. When we step into the lying, and the problem that happens is, let's say you've got your documents together, you've got those ARs together, you've got your P&L together, you've got everything that you need to submit, right? So we're having multiple conversations. Who's members of the team? Tell us about the team. Submit your bio, submit your resume. Tell us more. How do you bill? How do you collect? And I'm taking this from a real life example, guys. When it comes down to it, if you think that you're going to get away with something, you might get away with it maybe for a little bit. But at some part in this process, if you are working with a reputable lender, they are going to do their due diligence. This is for your benefit, guys. If you don't want to be, I would consider it a red flag if the lender was too quick to give me money. Like, what's going on in here? What's going on in the terms here? What are you signing me up for, right? When you have a lender that is doing their due diligence on you, ask yourself, why are they doing it? Well, they're going to extend you, a risky company that cannot get funded by the bank, they're going to extend you funding based on the opportunity that is presented in front of it, right? You have a hardship. You need capital to get out of this hardship so that you can put yourself in a position where you can go back to the bank. You are going to mess that whole flow up. If you make it through this whole process, you've got your documents, you've got everything in order, yet there's something you're hiding. It could be that you took out a loan. It could be that you lied about the members of your management team. It could be that there is a tax lien on your company. It could be a lot of things that you knew about that you didn't share. The point I'm trying to make is at that very last moment, when you're about to do the handoff and you're about to take that call with the lender and they're about to extend that money to you, they're not just going to hand it over. They want to talk to you. They want to know what's going on. They want to converse with you. If you're in that call, if something comes up, something hits that red flag button, guys, it's going to be discovered, okay? We do due diligence within our company, but also the lender is going to do deep due diligence. They have access to things that you don't have access to. So lying about something in your funding process, in your company, all that's going to do is fuck your shit up. Okay, now get out of your head. If something happened in your company, the best thing that you could do is be like, listen, this happened, whatever the situation was, but we're trying to get over it. We're trying to overcome it. We're trying to pivot. We're trying to do this. We're coming up with solutions. If you're just coming up and you're like, give me this money because I'm trying to hide shit, you're a fucking red flag. You're a walking disaster. Okay. Now, let me give you a real life example. $3.5 million deal that was about to go down. The whole time, this client presented themselves and their partner as heads of the company. When it came time to actually initiate the handoff to the lender wanted to speak with the CEOs of the company. Somehow, one of the management team members let the actual name of the CEO drop in one of the conversations. It was put into the package, and the lender asked, we want to have the CEO on the call. From that moment, they backed out. Didn't even want to come. Do you want to know why? Because there's something wrong in the management structure there, okay? That is a walking red flag. I could give you another story. We had a water deal that was all the way to the very last point, lender handoff right before they're going to do the funding, and find out that the CFO actually went and took out a $2 million loan without telling anybody, okay? So guys, if you think you're going to get away with shit, you're not. You're not going to get away with anything, especially if you're looking for a large amount of funding. And if you do happen to get away with something, it's probably not going to be for a long amount of time, or eventually you're going to get caught. Not to mention, that's a very heavy weight on your conscience. Do you want that? And that's a lot of up and down chaos in your life. You need funding for your company. Are you willing to go through this whole process back and forth, and then at the last minute, you have to pull out because you were caught in a lie? Rather than do that, handle your shit. Okay, get back there, handle your shit. If anybody knows about having skeletons in your past that you need to, whatever, dig up, or if you have things going on in your past, or if you have mistakes that you've made, if anybody knows about that, it's me. The most successful people in the world have made the biggest mistakes, and guess what? They've been able to come back to it. So act with integrity, act with honesty. Don't blame the banker, don't blame the lender, don't blame the credit assurer because you were not upfront, okay? Don't do that, y'all. And listen, we want to see you get funded. You have the capacity to do it, but you have to believe in yourself. And how much can you really believe in yourself in your company if you're living a lie? So do the right thing and increase your opportunities for funding because there is so much capital out there. There's a massive pool of private capital out there. You just need to be able to hit the marks to be able to access it, right? It's like a game of chess, right? You're playing like tic-tac-toe. You just need to get that lined up and boom, the doors and the gates will open for you. That's it for today's lesson, guys. So do me a favor, if you found this video helpful, if you found this training valuable, then go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button so I can continue to make more free courses and trainings just like this one. See you next time.